G'day folks, welcome to part 3 of SLEEZY. So we've got Stewie here assisting again as usual. Hello. And today's stitch up is to get this motor here into this engine bay here. So Stewie, last time out we set ourselves a task of getting this very sad looking engine running. We got it running pretty quickly.
Well ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule. Today we've got about 2.5 hours of schedule left to try to get that motor into SLEEZY. I'm doubtful this time.
Yeah, well.
But I do think we will get it into SLEEZY. I'm just not sure if we're going to get it running. That's fine, we've got tomorrow. But basically over this weekend we're going to make sure that SLEEZY's up and running. Let's get involved.
For that, yeah.
We go. So while Stewie's taking care of the top end, I'm going to take care of underneath where he's left me a lovely pool of water to work in. Thank you very much, Stewie. I will murder you.
My gift to you.
His gift to me. Outstanding. So underneath here I need to take care of the inspection plate. I've got to remove the bell housing bolts, I've got to remove the torque converter bolt, and I've got to remove the starter motor. Whilst I'm also under here, I'm going to remove or loosen the engine mount bolts, and that will at least take care of what I've got to do underneath, so we can then lift him out from the top.
Alright, going to put the battery from SLEEZY onto charge while we're doing the rest of the work. Just give it a quick clean so it doesn't discharge across the terminals. Alright, on. Let that sit while we do the rest of the work.
Oh, certainly tight.
Okay, going to do these transmission cooler lines next so we can bring the shroud further out.
Yeah, that's one side you go. One of the next steps is to get rid of these bolts right here for the engine mounts, and bell housing bolts which I have right up here, which is difficult to see. At the very least on this side I've got some decent access, I'll take care of that now. I think probably what we're going to have to do is unbolt the extractors first on the driver's side, and that way I'll get some access to that final bolt that's holding the bell housing in place. So not to worry, we'll sort him out.
Just undoing all the wires to the alternators so we can leave all the wiring behind when we lift the motor out. And then extractor bolts after that, that'll be fun.
Because we're kind of lazy and impatient, and we want easier access to these bell housing bolts, I'm going to pop this head off now. We really want to see what's underneath it as well, to see if there's any further damage on this side of the motor, so may as well crack him loose and get him done. Although I don't like our chances when we have to put the bolts back in. But that's tomorrow's problem, not today's. There we go. one of those pistons don't look great thing. Alright, here we go. At least got easy access now to the last couple of bolts. And we'll get them out.
Last one.
2 engine mount bolts, and we're ready to lift him out.
Very good.
Outstanding. Fortunately for me, Stewie's getting involved in doing those bolts. Thanks, Stewie.
You're welcome.
This other side should be a bit easier at least.
Yeah. Let's get it out, eh?
Nice and easy access now.
Yeah.
Righto, Stewie. Thanks for pulling those out for me.
No worries.
So I'm thinking we'll use a head bolt. One head bolt there, and then maybe one head bolt here. Yep. That should keep it reasonably well balanced. And hook the chain up and keep the chain relatively taut, I suppose, and we'll pop him out. If you can hold that up for me. Like that. Yep. I'll do a rough measurement of height, because we want to make sure that once we actually pull this out with the crane, that we can actually put it back on the ground, that it's not floating in the air. So we nearly come undone last time. We literally only just had enough when we were unloading the other motor. So I say we want around 76 centimetres off the ground minimum.
Head bolts need to be snugged up to...
Nah, she'll be right.
So you've got the trolley jack supporting the gearbox, is that
Yes,
the...
that's
Yeah.
underneath already.
Yeah.
So in theory, this should come out fairly straightforward.
Oh, yeah. There's already a separation line between the gearbox.
Okay, what I might do is jack up the gearbox a bit to support it.
Yep. Look at that.
How easy is it? That easy. I didn't notice it, Stewie, but you were meant to put that bolt a bit further forward, mate. That probably explains why we've got such poor balance here.
Oh, right.
Not to worry. We've gone this far. She'll be right. That's better. I just want to make sure we don't knock this off, because it's actually still functioning. So these are quite rare to still have their spring tension working and not have been snapped off and permanently glued in place. Oh, just a little bit more. This is like in true she'll be right fashion. There we go. One Cleveland motor, sir. Alright, well let's get that chain onto this motor and then we'll get this motor in there.
It's a double pulley, is it? Or?
That's just a different location.
Oh, okay.
And we need to change this bottom pulley as well, so we might as well do that before we chuck him into
Yeah, nice and easy here.
Get it over and done with. So this sits further back
Yep.
than this one. This is just a single belt pulley. So whilst I pop these off, Stewie's going to take care of the mating surfaces on the heads so that we can put the header bolts and extractors in without any issues with the sealing. At least that comes off easy.
just get the bulk of the crud, then I'll use the stone and the...
Bit of inox and sharpening stone, that'll clean that surface up beautifully.
Just going to clean up the header surfaces as well before we put the new gaskets on.
Is that going to go high enough?
Should do. Last time it did.
Yeah, it's going to come my way a bit, isn't it?
Hang on. I'm going down too far.
Are we looking at the box, Stewie?
Yeah, it's well, towards the back of the car. It's looking all right. We're definitely in the ballpark.
Okay.
Maybe my way a little bit.
Alright, so we now have the arduous task of lining up the torque converter.
With the bolt holes in the flex plate.
Need a bit more height on the gearbox.
Yep.
Albert. Alright, that seems to be almost lined up.
Nice.
Okay, now the motor a little bit. That's it, stick out. Off. Yeah, right there. And here we are. Stewie's just finishing up the bolts underneath. Love your work, Stewie. We've got all the bell housing bolts in now. This motor is basically all done and dusted as far as being transferred. And the following day tomorrow, because the weather's looking a little bit average right now, we're going to finish it all off. Getting there. Love your work, mate.
Almost done.
Just use that. So we've got a bit of work tomorrow. We've got to put all of our accessories back on. We've got to fit the exhaust. We've got to probably swap over the distributor to the original electronic one. We've got to hook up the power steering. We've got to hook up all the carburetor and the fuel lines. But I see no reason why we can't knock it on its head really bloody quickly now. So happy days. Let's chuck this bonnet on before it rains tonight and finish him off tomorrow. Nice. Righto, here we are on day 2. It's a nice sunny day. Stewie's taking care of the header gaskets, so he's busy sorting those out. I'm going to be working underneath the car, sorting out the inspection plate bolts and the torque converter nuts and the starter motor. And then we've got to put a few accessories from the top end, you know, just the radiator and connect the accelerator cable and pretty much be ready to start it, I think. So let's keep going. So while Stewie continues with the exhaust manifolds or extractors, I actually realised I'm going to have to change out this alternator. Not because there's necessarily anything wrong with the alternator, but the actual mounting clips or terminals for the electricals are a little bit different. So just to make it real easy, I'm going to swap it over from SLEEZY. I'm actually suspecting I've got to change brackets. Brackets are different. This isn't a factory bracket. Yeah. The alternator bracket on that. Look at this one. This one's just a straight sleeve. I may have to change some of these other bracketries as well.
Did we chase the threads on the exhaust? Because it wasn't exhaust on, was it?
No, but there was nuts in there. All of it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The
So
bolts
it's
were in there,
sealed.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. It's different.
Yeah, it is shorter.
Yep. So as a result, I'm going to swap all the brackets over. Make sure that this is the correct Cleveland style bracket that we normally see on the LTD, so we'll make sure that we reinstate that. We'll do it properly. Alright, so we'll get that bolt, original bolt from SLEEZY back in and lined up, and then we can nip all these up and we've got our alternator swapped out. Easy as that. Alright, so now that exhaust is in on this side, I'll pop that forward, ready to mount up. Also got to make sure that we can put this kick down rod back onto the carburetor for the gearbox. It's off to the side there. And we've got to make sure that this earth is strapped down to the motor. It's really important. A lot of people forget to put that in, put that back on when they do a motor change. They also forget to unbolt them when they're pulling a motor out, and we get to find out the tensile strength whilst using a hydraulic hoist. Also not too bad. The problem is
the right way.
it should be the right way because we don't have the right brackets supplied for this Holly. So just doing a very bodgy fix for a temporary motor. I really want to spend a huge amount of money on something that we're going to rip out in less than 1,000 kilometres.
Fair enough.
And here we are, Stewie's just finalising the radiator install now. We've got a functioning kick down rod. We still need to fit an E-clip here, but we've got a very roughed up accelerator linkage now. So we're just going through a few issues. We've still got to deal with the electrical side of the coil. We'll be running points with this distributor. A bit of the wiring's been butchered, so we're going to be able to get it up and running today. But before registration, we're going to have to deal with a few different things here. We've got to run through the rest of the car. It hasn't been driven for years. We've got to check wipers, lights, steering, suspension, everything like that before we even get it registered to begin with. But this should be enough to get him up and running and out the driveway today. Righto, a bit of water in the radiator, do a basic check for leaks. We'll find out if we've got to do any more for the purposes of rego. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to do a full service on the car and go over all sorts of other little minor issues for the purposes of rego, but I reckon we'll be starting him up real soon. Alright, we should have a runner now. Let's try it out. Foot on brakes, let's crank him. Oh, keep going. We're a little bit low on fuel. We might dump a bit down the carburetor just to get him going and pull some up from the tank. We'll give him a bit of choke, eh? She's starving for fuel. Still got an empty
Yeah, it's not pumping fuel.
empty fuel filter. Again.
You've got to create that vacuum to suck it up.
Yeah.
Look at the colour of the fuel.
I know.
Fucking
Well,
that's
we got enough
horrible.
fuel in this tank, Stewie. You sure we got fuel? What's the fuel tank gauge show?
Got nothing, but
I can't remember if it worked.
Well,
I mean, who knows whether anyone, I don't know how.
We're not sucking fuel up, that's the problem.
we're not getting any fuel yet. We should have by now.
And that shit is horrid. Look at that.
All right, let's go and get a jerry can of fuel, top up the car. We know it's a runner, but we want to make sure it runs off its own steam. So we'll go and get a jerry now.
That's enough fuel, I would say.
Yeah, that's 20 litres.
Here we go. Soldier. Soldier. You just got to prime that bumper. There we go. There we go. Here's a runner. Here's a runner. What do you reckon, boys?
Finally time to put Sleazy back down on the ground and drive him out. You've got to go by the front nose cone, so it lines up well enough. I mean, look, we don't care anyway, so it's going to be a rally car and get big, so good enough for Rego. Good enough to park him on the street. Okay, here we are, our potential first drive. We know we don't really have any power steering fluid in it. Don't know if the gearbox is going to move, but let's have a look. Right, okay, holding gear. I think that does nothing. It's not really staying in gear, then you're going to need some fluid. Yep. Jumping in and out, but it's enough to power the car, it's moving it. Right. Power steering has got some oil. You can hear it moaning and groaning, but that's alright.
It's a beautiful thing.
First time in several years this is actually driven under its own steam.
Yeah.
So it might just be to the speed of the street, but
Outside your house, but
it's a start. You can hear the gearbox going in and out of gear, so definitely low on some oil in the box as well. But we'll tackle that when we do our servicing of the car.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to change the brake fluid and we're going to do the power steering, the coolant, and all the rest of it. So engine oil, what have you. The standard stuff we've got to do for the car that hasn't been driven.
yeah, absolutely, that's it. Yeah.
But here we go. Bloody work, mate. Beautiful. Let's call it done. I'm happy. I've got a better look. Righto, that's us done, eh? So join us for Sleazy number 4 when we actually do some servicing on the car and get it finalised mechanically for the purposes of Rego. And after that, I think we can probably start tackling some of this body work before we start having a bit of fun with it. Love your work, Stewie. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Join us next time. I see you hit the target there, Stewie. Oh, you actually caught some, did you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Amazing. Oh, I'm weak as piss. Breaker bar territory, here we go. Oh, I think we're paying to access, but that'll come the rest of them off because who gives a shit now?
Exactly.
On you turd, get out. Son of a... We need a thin wall, 5/8, so we might try a socket. God damn it.
And now you need a
I need a short
short side. Then you need your 5/8 plasma cutter.
Can't be tight if it's a liquid.
Yeah, that one's done, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
you loosened
yeah.
it for me.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I suppose you loosened those as well, did you?
Yeah, got them all.
Oh, right. Thanks, mate. You're a champion.
Maybe there's that one.
Come on, you turd. Son of a bitch. Fair dinkum. Get out, you turd.
Get a tyre lever inside, that'd be better.
Oh, bloody hell. I bloody set it on fire soon, I think. Mate. We can't call you a blister now. You've actually got control.
Is this where the dramatic Racing the Storm commentary comes over and the music and...
Fuck you.